What's up, everybody? Straw Hats Are Cool here, and we are back with another episode of Market Watch. So we've got a lot to cover today, so I'm going to try and make my explanations a little quicker. I know my last video ran a little long, so we're going to try and speed things up a little as there's a lot to cover. But before we get into the Market Watch, I just want to say thank you so much to everyone for all of the support. The last video I posted was the previous Market Watch video, and since posting that video, I've gained well over 80 subscribers. We've exceeded 600 subscribers and are well on our way to hitting 700 here before too long. And I just want to say, I feel like I've been saying this a lot, and I didn't realize how much hitting these goals would mean to me. And I know a lot of other smaller channels I know say the same things I do when they hit these goals. And until now, I thought maybe they were being a little over the top, but because in the grand scheme of things, you know, 600-700, it's not a whole lot of subscribers relative to, you know, some of the bigger creators on YouTube, but it really does mean a lot. And I've learned that by doing this, it means a lot more than I ever thought it would. So thank you so much to everyone for all of the support. I hope to continue providing content which you will enjoy, but I don't want to keep rambling about this too long. So thank you so much for all the support. I'll be announcing another giveaway in tomorrow's gameplay video, so do stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's get into the Market Watch. Starting off with our manga rares, Shanks has settled around the $1,000 mark, so did kind of explode in price as we stated in last week's episode of Market Watch. Not a lot to say there, but it does seem like it's settling around $1,000. The Ace manga rare has also exploded in price, nearly $900 now, though the cheapest one that sold last was a couple days ago for $700. So not really anyone biting on it at this price. It does make me feel a little bad, as I did just trade one to a friend, but it was to a friend and a good friend of mine, so I don't feel too bad about that. But yeah, manga aces are also going up in price, so if you have one that you're not looking to keep, now is probably a good time to sell. Again, it looks like around that $700 price range is a good price to sell at for the time being. Soga King has also gone up in price recently. This one has been around $250 for about as long as I can remember, and now we're up to about $350, and they are selling. So if you've been holding on to that manga Soga King and a little bummed out that this one wasn't worth as much as the others, well, it's still not as much as the others, but it is worth quite a bit more than it was not so long ago. So if you're looking to unload that, I'd say now is a good time to sell. And last but certainly not least, we have Sabo, who as well is seeing an increase of price. It's kind of sitting around, I want to say, the $300 range, $280, $300 not so long ago, and now we're up at about $400. So I know there are some creators like Aibo who went ahead and picked up their 4 copies of this because they are enjoyers of the black decks, like myself. But I did not go ahead and pick up for this. I've got my one in my frame, and I think we're just going to leave it at that. But if you were wanting to bling out your deck, might have waited too long, as looks like all of the manga rares are on the uptrend, and I'm not sure if they will come back down. This might be where they're settling. So that's it for the manga rares. They've all gone up in price, so if you've got some you're looking to unload, now's a good time to do it. If you've been waiting to buy it, you might have waited too long, as I don't think these will be going down much anytime soon. Let's get into OP01 now. Let me just refresh to make sure this is the most recent price, and it's sure enough, Zoro is at $350. This is the leader from set 1. Again, I keep saying this every week, but our set 1 prices are exploding, especially on the alts. One did sell at $300, so if you didn't have your alt Zoro leader, you might be out of luck unless you're willing to shell out around $300. I imagine some cheaper ones will get listed, so I would not buy at this price. I would try and wait. Like, if you really want it, try and look for one 300, maybe 250 if you're lucky. But Zoro has gone a little crazy. Same thing for Law. Let me just refresh again. So we have $300 on Law, and we've seen this one's been going kind of crazy, and they are selling at this price. We've got just today, that is 3 of them sold at about $300, and our cheapest listing is at $305 including shipping from a seller with very few sales. And then after that, we're looking at about $350. So again, same deal as Zoro. Probably waited too long. If you really want one, I mean, $300 seems like the price you're gonna have to pay to get one of these at this point in time. But if you've got one and you're not using Law, now is a good time to make some money on that. Odin, again, just want to touch on this as I think it did go up even more. Got 3 listings from non-verified sellers. Well, not they don't have the gold, they're not a gold star seller. And the cheapest one's at $84. So again, all of these set 1 leaders are getting kind of crazy. Same thing with Luffy. I can't remember if I touched on this one or not. Luffy, not especially, I mean, he's not seen any competitive success, but it's Luffy and it's an alt leader from set 1. They're selling at $130. Today, 2 have sold. Day before yesterday, 2 sold. Day before that, 2 sold, and they're all at that $130 price range. So Luffy, a little crazy. If you've got one in your binder again that you're not using, don't really have, you know, maybe it's worth more. $130 is worth more to you than the card itself, so now would be a good time to sell if that's the case. Zoro, Rush Zoro alts are going up, $115 now. I think they've kind of been sitting, I want to say, around that $95 price range. That was a Japanese one. So yeah, they've been sitting around $100, but we're up to $115 now for our cheapest listing. And then they go up from there. There's only 4 listings before we're looking at $150. So if you need your Rush Zoros, they're not much more than they've been. And if you want them, I mean, there's only 4 listings left before you're looking at $150 and then $180. So if you want those, I mean, they're still more than they were, but you better grab them now, as, I mean, look, the listed median's at $180. The card's still good, and yeah, we are getting a reprint of a new version, a new art, but still not going to be any other way to get an alt outside of this one for the time being. So if you want them, I pick them up now. If not, I would hold just a little longer if maybe you're looking to sell, because I'd say that's a good chance these do hit that $150 price range and can make a little more money that way. Luffy, this one's kind of been all over the place. They are up to $50 now. They're selling. They've been at around 20 for about as long as I can remember, but now they're settling around $50. So maybe you've got a bunch of these sitting around. I'd say sell it now. I'm keeping mine just because I really like the art. So enough about that. Yamato, let me refresh this one as well. So yeah, we're at $100. This is one of the only alts that I personally do not own from set 1. It's just this one, the Manga Shanks, and the Boa Hancock alt. And I wish I would have picked these up when they were around 40 bucks, as now we are at $100 and it's not long before we exceed that. So I may end up spending a bit of money just to add this one to my collection. I don't think this card is worth the price tag. The art is gorgeous, but $100 for this card is a lot. I know there are some people hyping it up for set 6 with the new Yamato leader, but I still think this card's probably a little, just a little too slow, too susceptible to removal. So I don't think this card will be seeing much, if any, play anytime soon. Did just want to touch on Kid. The regular SR has gone up. I'm not too sure why, but we're looking at about $6 now. So maybe you opened a whole bunch of set 1 and have been holding on to your Eustace Captain Kids. I would say go ahead and try and sell them now. They're selling fast. So not a whole lot to say here. If you know why these ones are going up in price, feel free to let me know down in the comments below. I know the green Uta deck has been seeing some success in Opio 5 in Asia, but I didn't think they were running this card, so I'm not sure what the sudden hype is about. So if you know the answer to that, let me know down in the comments below. Same thing with the alt, going up a little bit. It's been around $20. Now we're looking at about 32. So again, not too sure why, but again, all of set 1 has just kind of been on an uptrend. So Mihawks, that's 25. Any cheaper ones listed? No, there were not. So $25. Again, Mihawk. I think there were a couple listings the other day that were like 17. That was a Japanese one. So maybe I'm wrong, but I mean, there were some around the $20 range, just a couple of them. So Mihawk is still rather expensive for a generic SR. This is a little frightening for the health of the game, I think. Hopefully they reprint some of these cards or do another revision pack for set 1 stuff in the near future, because prices like this may deter new players from the game, which is not good for the game's health. But it is what it is. We're at $25. Hopefully you pick them up before now. The Alt Queen went up. I couldn't tell you why. It's $14. Last one sold at $8. Not worth $14. Don't buy this. If you have some, you could try and sell them. Otama is at $6. And that's for a lightly played one. So you haven't gone through your bulk yet. I think I mentioned Otama last week when it was about $4. If you haven't gone through your OPO1 bulk, you should make some quick money. If you're like me, you've probably got 30 plus copies of this card still sitting in your bulk. I need to get those listed. This is free money. Sell your Otamas. Could hold them, see if they go up some more, but this is a good price to sell at. It's an uncommon. Make some money while you can. And then I just wanted to touch on Momo, because with all of the Wano hype surrounding the new Yamato leader, this card is a rare and it's still under $1. So if you want to try and make some money, you could look for some listings. I mean, these ones are a little expensive, but look for those ones that have a little bit more shipping, but they're selling at like 50 cents a copy. You could buy those up, hold on to them until set 6, and maybe make some money, because this is your Land of Wano searcher. You can use it in your Yamato deck. It's not restricted to just Green Land of Wano, so it's going to be able to search the new yellow stuff for the Yamato deck. This card, there's not another art for it as far as I'm aware, and there's not one coming as far as I'm aware. So buying these and holding them might be something you could try if you want to be a little cheeky with it, but that's kind of up to you. Again, this is not financial advice, but just kind of my thoughts on the situation, because I don't know, with all the other stuff going up in price, I don't see why Momo is still this cheap. On to set 2. Not as much to look at set 2, but the Ivankov leader's up. Again, I think I'm starting to notice that all of the leaders are just slowly starting to creep up in price. So if you're looking to complete your collection, I would get on that now, especially with the older stuff. Set 3 and 4 are probably still fine for now, but these set 1 and 2 cards are starting to increase in price as it's getting harder and harder to get sealed product for them. So this is the only leader that's gone up that I noticed, but I don't think I hate this leader. This leader is not going to be good, but if you want it for the collection, I would try and get on that now. Ace, still expensive, still going up. I wouldn't buy it. I would sell if you have some. I think it will come down on OPO5 release, as a lot of the new game players will be selling off their stuff, I would imagine. You can run this still in red, purple, law, but I don't love it in that list, but that's just me. A lot of people are all for it, so you do you. I'm not a big fan. I've been trying it out, but $70 for Ace. Magellan's at 10 bucks for the regular SR. We're quickly going up. I think I mentioned this one a while ago when it was still around 4 bucks maybe. So hopefully you got those then if I did mention it. If not, I mean, you're kind of out of luck. I don't think this is coming down. It's going to be seeing a lot of play in set 5. We take a quick look here. Just a lot of them have been selling. And yeah, they were cheaper, still looking like 8 bucks, 7 bucks. So yeah, I think, yeah, they were around 6 bucks. So hopefully you got them then. They're at 10 bucks now. 40 for a playset of Magellan just feels really bad, especially knowing that, I mean, on release, what, they were $1. It's kind of crazy. So same thing with the alt, continuing to go up. I've got 3 copies of this one that I pulled on release, so feeling pretty good about that. May go ahead and pick up a 4th copy if I decide I want to play the purple Luffy deck, but I'm okay sitting on my 3 for now. There are Luffy. I want to talk about the Luffy and the Nami together. Both of them about 40 bucks, and I don't see this price going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, I'd say there's a chance these go up, because with that, I know these cards are heavily played in the purple film Doflamingo deck, which has been doing well. I think it just won an online regional this weekend. But I think they will continue to go up, honestly, because of the starter deck, Uta deck. That deck is looking to be quite a powerful one, and you're going to be running 4 copies of Luffy and Nami in that. So just keep that in mind with the Luffy and Nami. They're probably going to keep going up in price. So if you really think you're going to want to play the Uta deck and want to bling it out, I would grab these now. The regular Nami is down a little bit. So again, I think these cards are going to continue to see play. So this might be a good price to pick up the regular art at if you don't have yours already. And then real quick, Kuzan, you know, I mentioned it in my last video. I thought it was going to go up, and we're sitting at $52 now. So hopefully you grab these when they were 30 or so, when I mentioned it the first time, if you were looking to grab some copies of this. Because now we're at $50. Not much else to say there. Not a lot going on with OPO3, but I want to mention your Pero Sparrows. Not all NL lists are running this in OPO5, but some of them do. And if those lists continue to see success, which some of those lists are seeing success in the Asian region, these might be a good price to pick it up. $24 for an alt's not too bad. So if you want to play NL, I might pick some copies of these up if you don't have them, just that way you do. Because I'd say there's a good chance they do go up with the set 5 hype. Same thing with pudding, been going down and down and down, but it's a 4 of, I think, in every NL deck. Hero Sparrow's not, but the pudding is. They kind of run a Big Mom Sky Island package, so might be a good price to pick these up at if you want to play the alt versions. Wanted Kaido's back up. I feel like I've been talking about this one every week, so I'm not going to sit here too long. Was down to 50. We're back up to 80. If you wanted them, hopefully you got them at 50. Same thing with the other alt versions of the kid. Wanted kids up to, it's been around $20, and now we're looking at 40. Again, not too sure why, but it is what it is. Sabo, $6. I think it's going to see more play moving forward. I would grab these now, as again, let's not have a Mihawk situation. Get them while they're $6. They're probably going to go up. Same thing with the alt if you want to play the alt. All of the yellow stuff from set 4. I think there's a high probability that it goes up. Maybe not as much on the Sanji. The Sanji's not seeing as much play in the NLX, but Yamato, be it the regular or the alt, and Capone alt. I think these are going to go up set 5 as they are 4 ofs. And just about every NL deck from what I'm seeing. I'm looking at the lists that are topping in Asia. All of them are running 4 copies. If you don't have them and you want them, the alts specifically, you should pick them up now, as I think they'll go up in price. And if you don't have your regular Yamatos, I don't see any reason on waiting. I think with like the other alt or the other SRs from previous sets, these are just going to continue to go up over time. So no point in overpaying for them later when you can pick them up at this price now. And then Doflamingo, the regular's only $1 and the alt's 20. They're seeing a lot of play in that Uta deck that I keep mentioning. There's a high chance these do go up in the future as well. So if you're interested in the Uta deck, maybe pick some of these up. If you want to take a gamble and try and make some money, try and buy up some of these Doflamingos while they're $1. I don't think they'll be at this price forever. It's a powerful card. Not much else to say there, but again, not financial advice, just kind of my thoughts. I don't know why this kid is going up. I've heard some people saying that they think it's going to be good in the Yamato deck. Yamato already has double attack. This is a 3/4. Yes, you can put 2 Rested Dawn on it with the leader. This card is not good in my opinion. I've still got a bunch of extra copies of this, so I'm going to be selling mine now. And if you've got some extra copies, I would recommend doing the same. Winter Dawn kind of exploded in price this week. One of them sold at $16. Not sure why. It's been around $7-8, and now it's at 16. So if you wanted a Winter Dawn, I guess I'm sorry. They're expensive now, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just after those Straw Hat Dawns at this point. Your winter cards, specifically the Nami and the Bonnie from Volume 3, are both rather expensive right now. Let me refresh those though. Oh boy, even more expensive. And there's some of them are selling. I just sold some Namis at about 35 and some Namis or Bonnies at 40. Maybe I should have waited. I don't feel bad making $30 off of a Nami. They're on buyout status though. Try and sell them now. I would not try and sell at 55 though. List yours around maybe 45. That way they'll sell. You don't want them to sit too long, because once people see this, they're going to start listing theirs, try and make some quick money. Get on top of it. Make sure yours sell while they're high. All right. Same dealio with the Bonnie. So if you've got your winter Bonnies or Namis, sell them now. Try and sell them a little below. See what you can do. Okay. The Bonnies aren't selling as much, but if you've got the Namis, really get on that. The Laws, they're up. I said I would buy them when they were $2. We're looking at $7 now. Hopefully you grab them. Haven't mentioned the Beppo yet, but I thought I should because it is searchable by the Law Searcher in set 5, and it's a 2K counter. So this one could go up as well. I'm not sure if the list are running it, but it's a searchable 2K, so that's something to keep in mind. Gordon's down a little bit. We're at $18. I think I've been looking at this one every week, and we've seen it at 15, 27, 18. It's just kind of all over the place. If you need them, you're probably not getting much cheaper than this though. So, and then Brule. I just wanted to mention Brule, the store champ one, because this is a 4 of in just about every NL deck. I don't see this price dropping. If you want them for NL deck, maybe pick them up now, because this price may end up increasing, or maybe just grab 1 or 2 now and see what happens. But this card's probably not moving too much in price. Real quick, touch on some pre-release cards. Again, hyped around the yellow-green Yamato. Yori's up at $8. Crossfire exploded. I'm not too sure why. It's $30. If you've got a pre-release Crossfire, I would try and sell that now. They are selling. Just something you keep in mind. And then Makino's down. So I don't think this card is going to stop seeing play. I know we are getting the anniversary one at some point, but until then, if you really want to bling out your red decks, yeah, Makinos are down a little bit. Starter decks, purple ones are insane. Do not buy at $60. Just buy your queens. That's all you really need from it. Everything else is cheap. 2 queens is less than that, even if you need the Kaitos. Just buy your singles. Don't buy the sealed starters. Big Mom starters are starting to go up. $22 still ain't bad. And if you don't have your yellow starters, I personally would pick them up now as both Lin Lin and Brule. I mean, you can see with their prices there, you get 2 of these in each. And then all of this is extra if you just buy the starter deck, and that's going to run you the same price. And I can see these going up because these are both played in NL. So just something to keep in mind there. If you want to play NL set 5, pick up your yellow starters now. Then just real quick, this goes for all the Judge cards from Judge Pack Volume 2. Avoid them for now. Prices will go down. There aren't many out there at the moment. But Store Tournament Volume 5, locals game stores will be getting these in their tournament kits. So prices will go down. Don't buy the pre-sales. I don't know why this is $60. You should be able to find it at your LGS, or I'd say there's a good chance even your Targets and Walmart stock this one. Do not overpay for this. And then your gift collection cards to close out the video. They're all fairly reasonably priced. They look incredible. I've opened 3 of them, and I'm quite happy with what I pulled, and they honestly look even better than I'd imagined. If you want to complete the collection, I'd say these are fair prices. This video is getting close to 30 minutes long though, so we're going to end it here. Like I said, it was a long one and I tried to go as fast as I could, but I'm going to quit rambling. If you enjoyed the video, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I'm trying to do a market watch every single week and be uploading those on Sunday. If I missed anything in this week's episode, let me know down in the comments below what you've noticed going on in the market. Hopefully I didn't miss too much because like I said, we're at nearly 30 minutes. So with that, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.